How to Lose an Empire, the Fall of Rome. Welcome to How to History, the podcast where we unpack the past like a playbook, figuring out how it happened, why it matters, and what it teaches us. I'm your history coach, and today we're tackling a big one, the fall of the Roman Empire. How does a civilization that ruled half the world for centuries just collapse? We're not just telling the story, we're breaking down how it went down. So, lace up your sandals or your sneakers, and let's get started. Here's the scene. It's 476 AD, and a teenage emperor named Romulus Augustulus is sitting on Rome's throne. He's got the title, but not much else. The Western Roman Empire, once a powerhouse stretching from Britain to Egypt, is crumbling. That year, a Germanic warlord named Odoacer strolls into Rome, sends Romulus packing, and says, "I'm in charge now. No fireworks, no epic showdown, just the end of an era." So, how do you lose an empire that big? Let's rewind and walk through the playbook. Rome's fall wasn't a single fumble. It was a slow spiral. Think of it like a team losing season after season until the stadium's empty. The key plays? Economic breakdowns, military missteps, outside pressure, and some truly awful coaching, or emperors. Let's dive into how it all unraveled. Step 1 in losing an empire: mess up the budget. Rome's economy was built on conquest, new lands, new taxes, new loot. But by the 3rd century, the winning streak was over. Wars got expensive and the cash stopped flowing. Emperors started cutting corners, mixing silver coins with junk metals. Prices shot up, trust tanked, and the whole system wobbled. How do you keep an empire going when no one can afford bread? Spoiler, you don't. Then there's the military playbook. Rome's legions were unbeatable, until they weren't. The empire got too big, and guarding those endless borders meant spreading the team thin. They started hiring mercenaries, think free agents with no loyalty. When the pay dried up, these guys either bailed or turned on Rome. How to defend an empire with a rented army? Not well. Next up, the away team. Starting in the 4th century, groups like the Goths, Vandals, and Huns started knocking on Rome's door. Hard. These weren't just random attacks. Climate shifts and other tribes pushed them into Roman territory. Attila the Hun was the MVP of disruption, terrorizing everyone in his path. Rome had faced invaders before, but here's the how-to twist. This time, they couldn't recover. The defense was too weak and the bench was empty. And then there's leadership, or how to lose with bad captains. By the end, Rome's emperors were a revolving door of disasters. Take Honorius. When the Visigoths sacked Rome in 410, he was more worried about his pet chicken than the city. How do you save an empire with a guy like that? You don't. In the 50 years before 476, over 20 emperors came and went. That's no way to run a team or an empire. So how does it all end? In 476, Odoacer takes over, and the Western Roman Empire's game is over. But here's a curveball. The eastern half, based in Constantinople, keeps playing for another 1,000 years as the Byzantine Empire. How? Better cash, stronger walls, and leaders who didn't name their chickens. The West didn't have that luck or that strategy. So, how does this history lesson help us? Rome's fall kicked off a new chapter. Europe broke into smaller pieces, trade slowed, and the Middle Ages began. But Roman ideas, laws, roads, engineering stuck around, shaping what came next. How do you build something lasting? Maybe don't overreach, don't skimp on the basics, and definitely don't bet it all on mercenaries or chickens. That's it for today's How to History. We've cracked the code on how Rome lost its empire. What's your take? Could they have turned it around? Drop me a line. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this playbook, subscribe for more. Next week, we'll figure out how the pyramids got built. This is how we do history. See you next time.